What's up, guys? This is my quick predictions for Strikeforce, which is going down July 14th. What's that? Is that Friday or Saturday? I think it's Saturday. Rockhold versus Kennedy. I'm going to run through the prelims, which is being shown on Showtime Extreme. The first fight on the prelims is Ryan Couture versus Duarte. I'm going for Ryan Couture. Jason High versus Nate Moore. I'm going for Jason High. Jordan Mean versus Tyler Stinson. I'm going for Jordan Mean. Pat Healy versus Mizuto Hirota. I'm going for Pat Healy. And Jorge Masvidal versus Justin Wilcox. I'm going for Jorge Masvidal. On to the main card. It's got 4 fights. 2 which are title fights, which it's actually a pretty decent card actually, from top to bottom. The first fight is Lorenz Larkin versus Robbie Lawler. Really quick. Robbie Lawler should take him out in the first round, probably by knockout or TKO. Robbie Lawler's got big hands. He showed it against big black dude. I can't remember his name. I'll come back to that name. Anyway, Lorenz Larkin, yeah, not on the same wavelength as Robbie Lawler. Next fight is Gracie making his middleweight debut against Keith Jardine. Gracie should take this fight extremely easy. I'm predicting a first round submission. I think he's going to take Keith Jardine down very early, maybe within the first 30 seconds to a minute, and get a submission very quick. Keith Jardine, I think, is something on a ridiculous like 2-6. Wow. Bear with me. Thank you. Yeah, 2-6. So that just tells you all you need to know. He's been on a slide for fucking like 3-4 years. So yeah, Gracie should take that. Melvin Manhoef. That's it. Melvin Manhoef is the dude who was literally almost fucked up Robbie Lawler with those leg kicks. And he was limping for like the whole of the fight virtually, and then literally with about 30 seconds left of the first round, where you thought Robbie Lawler wouldn't be able to come out for the second round, bang, punches him. Yet. So that's that. Yeah, Melvin Manhoef. So yeah, back to Keith Jardine and Gracie. Gracie should take this very quick first round submission. The co-main event of the evening, Nate Marquardt versus Tyron Woodley. Nate Marquardt's actually making his welterweight debut. This is not a hard fight to call because I'm picking Nate Marquardt, but it's tough to pick Nate Marquardt because he's never been at this weight before, and he's never had to make the cut. Do you know what I mean? He's never had to make the cut down to 170 before. So number one, we haven't seen him at this weight. Number two, he hasn't fought for something ridiculous like a year and a half, nearly 2 years. Tyron Woodley has been very active, but other than his wrestling, he doesn't really have much. Nate Marquardt is very good on the ground. He's got knockout power on the feet, and his wrestling isn't that bad either. I know obviously wasn't fantastic against Chael Sonnen, but Chael Sonnen, you know, he can take anyone down in any division. He's probably got the best wrestling out there at the moment in MMA. Tyron Woodley, yeah, he's faced some okay competition, but when someone like British dude, not got my facts right for this one. I'll let you know in a second again. But when someone like Paul Daly, there you go, Paul Daly. When Paul Daly is stuffing takedowns from you, and Paul Daly has no wrestling at all, you know, I don't know. I think that shows how not really a high of a caliber that he is, if you know what I mean. I don't think he is as high of a caliber or on a Nate Marquardt level at all. I don't think he's on that kind of level. So I'm picking Nate Marquardt. It's a 5-round fight. I think this could possibly go to probably in the late rounds. I think this is going to go. I think Nate Marquardt's going to finish it probably on the ground, probably a TKO or ground and pound. How, you know, however he really wants to end it, really, to be honest. So yeah, that's my pick, Nate Marquardt. And then the next fight. Now this for me is very interesting and very hard to call. Luke Rockhold versus Tim Kennedy for the middleweight title. Tim Kennedy is definitely the bigger of the two. I mean, he looks fucking huge for a 185 pounder. I mean, he is solid everywhere. He's huge. Luke Rockhold's no joke either. I mean, beat Jacare in that 5-round decision. I think, you know, that's really was his coming out party. I think shocked the world there that he was able to beat him. And Tim Kennedy, yeah, he's had some decent wins, but I just don't see Tim Kennedy winning it for some reason. Even though I want to pick him, I really want to stick with Luke Rockhold. My mind is saying Luke Rockhold because I think I mean, a lot of people said that Keith Jardine was going to beat him, but that's crazy. Jardine was never going to beat him. I'm picking Luke Rockhold, and I think this is going to go the decision 5 rounds. I wouldn't be too surprised if Tim Kennedy won, but I'm going to go with my head and say Luke Rockhold, but it's a very, very tough fight to call. If I was to put money on it, I wouldn't put a pound. Yeah, I wouldn't put a fucking penny on this fight. It's a real hard fight to call. If you wanted a bet pick, definitely bet the house on Jorge Gracie and Robbie Lawler. I mean, if they lose, then Jesus Christ, Robbie Lawler's not going to lose that fight. No way, to Lorenz Larkin. And yeah, Jorge Gracie, I'm looking forward to see what he's going to be like at 185. Hopefully he's not a Damian Maia. Hopefully he can actually, you know, work on some decent strikes. I mean, Damian Maia, yeah, has worked on some striking, but he doesn't use any of his ground game anymore. You know, so hopefully he doesn't get into that pattern of forgetting his jiu-jitsu roots and all of a sudden wants to become a kickboxer. So yeah, those are my picks. This is going down. I want to check my calendar again. Yeah, today is the 12th. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is going down on Saturday, Portland, Oregon, the Rose Garden. I didn't even really know this was on. I only found out about this week. I knew that there was a Strikeforce event coming up, but it just shows you that the UFC really couldn't give a fuck about Strikeforce. Well, not the UFC, Zuffa really. Couldn't really give a fuck about them. They're not even really promoting anything. I mean, other than if it's like anything to do with Ronda Rousey, that's the only time they're going to promote something. So yeah, that's my picks. I'll probably be doing a video for the next UFC that's coming. We had Weidman versus Munoz last night, which is a good card. The next card, I believe, is the 21st of July, which is Henan Barral versus Uriah Faber. So that's going to be a good card. So I'll get my predictions out for that probably this weekend or next week. So anyway, guys, enjoy the fights. See you later.